at the Dairy Queen up in St. George, Utah, every week. This week's newsletter is pretty exciting, Doug. What do you got for us?
Well, I'll tell you what. For everyone listening, I want to mention the fact that you, Don McDowell, have received the Conservationist of the Year Award from the Arizona Game and Fish Commission. This is a very prestigious award, and I'm so happy that you got this award, to be honest with you. Along with the others you've attained, and that'd be Media of the Year, Advocate of the Year, several that the Game and Fish Department has recognized you as a huge influence in Arizona. So congratulations, Don.
Well, thank you, Doug. I didn't see it coming, but I'm in good company with conservationists of years past. I'm extremely humbled and honored by this award. Thank you.
Good. Moving on, across the country, a couple things. Number one, up in the state of Washington, in retro years, 1971 was the year of the giant steelhead. By gosh, back then, during the winter of 1971, Ted Burton caught a 32-pound, 1-ounce steelhead.
Wow.
Huge fish. Jeez. Yeah. And Louisiana, this is interesting to me. There is a company called the Poggi Company who has admitted to abandoning a full net out in the ocean in Cameron Parish. Now, this full net was 1,000,000 pounds of dead fish, according to estimates. And the picture I show there is this net floating out there. They couldn't get it in the boat. That's the reason they left it there. You got to do something with this, folks. You just can't leave that stuff sit out in the water. That was what I was thinking. Hello.
What kind of violations are they staring in the face?
I don't think there are violations per se. There's nothing they can do about it except someone's going to have to clean this up.
Well,
there's several different.
Certainly, there's wanton waste laws that have been violated with this behavior.
Yeah, I'm just looking down here to see if I can find out. It contained over 900,000 Poggies weighing an estimated 500,000 pounds. And there's nothing that's in regards to a penalty.
Well,
I don't know.
That would be a phone call to Louisiana DNR that can be made, figured out.
Well, I'm sure they're aware of it, Don. They have to be because a couple of congressmen are contacted for some reason.
Oh, boy.
So, yeah. Some tips on fishing in the newsletter this week. A big deal right now, back on Lake Erie, which is my home stomping grounds. It's big-time walleye fishing. So this is where you want to go if you want to catch walleye. That's a huge fishery, no question about that. In Florida, the Lionfish Challenge is done. And the winner of that is a gentleman by the name of Isaac Jones, who caught 1,018 lionfish. There were a lot of lionfish caught, but he was the winner, if you want to call him that. There were commercial awards that were made as well. Why they get those, I think they're good eating, but boy, you and I both know, you don't touch this fish in the wrong place.
No,
they're poisonous.
They're pretty venomous, yeah. But I'll tell you what, it's I've had the pleasure of having them for dinner, and they are quite tasty.
Good. I've never had one, so I don't know where I'd go to get one, but hey. This week, the Arizona Deer Association, the Big Game Super Raffle, is now giving registrants a $25,000 and Hunt AZ Mule Deer Giants Award. And I don't know how else to put that, but this is a chance to win a huge package. You want to go there, get our newsletter, go out to our newsletter
Yeah,
from our website.
that's a big game hero. It's the Arizona Deer Association has donated their commissioner mule deer tag to this organization to raise
Okay.
extended amounts of money for wildlife conservation funds. So
You bet.
this is a really, really good deal. This is in conjunction with the Arizona Big Game Super Raffle and the ADA presenting this opportunity.
Great. Under the wildlife category, a couple of things. Found a video of a rare black elk. Again, you can go out to our website, go to the newsletter, you can watch that video. But probably more importantly is researchers up in Wyoming say they have a possible vaccine for CWD. Don't really know how it's going to test out. We passed this info along to James during the show. I hope it turns out to be something good. They did a trial on 12 captive elk. 4 were given a high dose of the vaccine, 4 were given a low dose, and of course 4 were a control group where they got no injection. But of the 8 vaccinated elk, 7 showed some type of antibody response to the injection. This could be good news. Don't know.
Hopefully.
So,
well, I'm glad to see a controlled test group. At least
yeah.
they're doing it with CWD. They damn sure didn't do it with COVID. So.
No. and by the way, the elk were not wearing masks.
Oh, they weren't?
No.
Oh, my goodness.
Got a great video in the newsletter of a monster bull elk, and the rack on this elk is just unbelievable, terrorizing motorists on a Colorado highway.
Nice.
He was just not being nice to motorists at all. And finally, to wrap this up, you'd sent me a link to I don't know what you want to call a little article about batteries being used in the new vehicles, our electronic vehicles, our electric vehicles, that pretty much describes what's going on. That, in fact, these batteries do cause a lot of emissions into the air just in their production. And when you're done with that battery, you've got to get rid of it. That also creates a lot of emissions out into the air.
Yeah.
So that was a good little article.
Yeah, the carbon footprint on the manufacturing of a battery, especially the lithium battery, that China holds the bulk of the technology. I don't think we're going to see much movement until after the 2024 elections on battery technology, but that's a story for another time. But yeah.
Well, Don, it's not what people think. They're being fed a bunch of lies.
Yeah, well, exactly.
About these batteries.
That's what the left does. That's what this new green agenda is all about. You can call it the Inflation Reduction Act, and that's the biggest lie we've ever heard. It's the new Green Deal. It's just got a different name. That's all.
Right. So that's the newsletter this week, Don, and we'll do it again next week.
Okay, great job. Good newsletter, guys. You can sign up for that at Hunting Fish.